So I just want to do a quick video on this website called My True Ancestry. It's basically a company that does DNA testing, and they basically will take your DNA files and give you results, which reflects in your paternal haplogroup, your mitochondrial haplogroups, as well as some migration patterns and some ancestral matches that match your DNA. It's pretty cool because you could actually upload your file and then it'll give you some basically some significant data. Now, one of the things that I wanted to point out, particularly with this one, is this new feature they have, and it is actually called DNA travel. You can see it right there. But all these are great. They have a few other ones. The one at the top, they have like an analysis summary. They have maps and globes. They have all kinds of stuff. Haplogroup analytics. I know that these are pretty accurate. The reason why I say is because the haplogroups that are reported here are the same haplogroup that reports in the family, I think it's called family tree DNA in their big Y testing. So I know that their testing on that Y haplogroup is pretty accurate. So I think that's pretty cool. But this one particularly, DNA travel, we'll click on it. I want to show you something pretty interesting here. So this basically is called your DNA travel guide. If you go ahead and you click on this guy right here, it'll kind of give you an idea what they're trying to do. Here we go. I'll get to this. So it's basically your DNA travel guide, and it says, would you like to meet your ancient ancestors? With My True Ancestry, you can now see where they lived. And if you'd like to meet them face to face, the feeling of visiting your ancestral homeland is incredible. Click on the sites to learn more about, well, click on the sites to learn about your ties and even book a trip. What they mean is book a trip to those places at those particular sites that match where your ancestors might have lived based off the test. So in my case, I have two sites. I haven't applied for the actual testing package that allow me to see, but at least they give you the site so you can have an idea. And they want, they kind of hide some other information. But the two sites that I have on mine, as you can see, is Safai, Lebanon, and Israel. If I click on the first one, it'll tell me. It says the travel destination for the one is Safai, Lebanon, and it tells us that my ancestors actually lived there. And then basically, it says below are the top ancient archaeological samples your DNA matches near this location. Location is one of the two sites that they associate or that they found matching your DNA, or matching the archaeological samples that match your DNA. So it's interesting. Now, I don't particularly get to see that, right? Because I haven't bought that package. But the thing that's right on is the sites. So the thing that I do know is that my ancestors, based off my haplogroup, lived in or near these two locations, which is Lebanon and Israel. Unfortunately, I won't be able to see what that archaeological sample is that are matching my DNA in those near those locations. But I can still book a trip if I wanted to Lebanon or to Israel. And I think they give you some type of discount or something like that as well through this little agency. So here it says redefine Israel. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to give you a quick video on that. I thought that was pretty interesting. Now, just to take this a little bit further, let's look at one more piece of this. If we go back, I won't go too far into my haplogroup, but I'll just tell you that my haplogroup is E1b. I'm from the E1b haplogroup, and I'm pretty much a subclade down in that one. Let's see if we can pull that up real quick. Sorry, this takes a little while to upload. So this gives kind of a breakdown of my haplogroup analytics. Just to kind of go here real quick, you can see this little page. It kind of gives you a breakdown of where some of your, right now we're looking at the royal ties globe, but the one we want to look at right now is the Y chromosome breakdown. And it tells me that on the Y side, my paternal haplogroup is E1b, but also have other mixtures in there, the mixtures of J, mixtures of R1, as well as some others there as well. But what I want to show you was this other part that kind of gives a breakdown of your some archaeogenics maps. Now, basically, the way this works is if you have a map that, or a location that you're matched or mapped to, you'll actually will have a map. If you don't, you won't have one. So that's why right now in ancient Rome, I don't have anything. If you click on this other one, I don't have any there as well. If I click on these, Britain Island, I don't have anything there. Don't have anything in Germania. Don't have anything in Scythia or some Marta, some Marcia. But when I click on Iberia, I actually have this reference to the Iberian Peninsula. And it says that, so this would be some type of mapping that my ancestors were in the Iberian Peninsula somewhere around these times, the post-Reconquista Granada, right around 1500. And then also going all the way back to 900 AD to about 17 in the Cordoba Caliphate. So it kind of gives some little history on what the Moors and some of the other things that were going on there. But we also too know that there was, at that time, the Jews and Moors of Spain were in that area as well. And around this time, 1500 AD, a little bit before that, 1492, that's when the Jews of Spain and Portugal were expelled from the Iberian Peninsula to North and West Africa. So anyways, guys, I just thought this was a valuable breakdown to kind of talk about. For one reason, first reason is that being the fact that my haplogroup is E1b1a. More particularly, I'm a subclade of E1b17a, which is found in some portions of the sub-Saharan area, as well as in Northeast Africa, as well as in smaller I forgot the term. I'm not a scientist, guys, sorry. But basically, just smaller frequencies in the, of course, they say smaller frequencies in the Levant. But either way, what I find fascinating is when you add all this up, two things are proving true. The first thing is E1b1a, or particularly subclades of E1b17a, obviously were somewhere in Portugal and Spain around the times of 900 AD up to around the 1500s, close to the expulsion time. Another thing that we find fascinating is that it appears that this subclade was also had references, as we saw, in Israel and also in Lebanon. So anyway, guys, I just want to kind of give you a breakdown, let you see what was going on. I thought it was pretty interesting. I've seen other tests, like take an admixture with GEDmatch. It also references, for the E1b17a, it also references admixture for Jewish, what is it? I think I saw there. We'd have to do another video on that one, but I think it was, it showed that there was admixture for Jew, North African Jews, and then also for Moroccan Jew. So it was North African Jew, Moroccan Jew were admixtured in to the haplogroup, and as well as the rest of my DNA. And there was also Ethiopian, and then there was also some references to the Ethiopian Jews, and I think that was it on that part. But then there was references to both the Yoruba population there, the African tribe that lives near the Igbo, that claim that they are the descendants of Ephraim. They actually call themselves B'nai Ephraim. Their people they live among actually call them a different name, which means the strange ones, because they have this oral tradition that they migrated from Spain and Portugal and went into Morocco, and then were later persecuted and moved down into North Africa. So it's interesting that my migration patterns on my DNA follow their oral tradition when you break this stuff down. What else showed up? I think Limba. Actually, they showed references to Limba on the paternal side as well. So, anyways, I just want to share this small video. Thank you.